Hello, students. Tiger and I are broadcasting live. Say hi, Tiger. Meow. So, you have cute dogs, we have cute cats. So the big question of the week is, why aren't most teachers teaching and why aren't most students learning? Let's talk about that for a minute. I think most teachers aren't teaching and most students aren't learning because we're lazy. There it is, in a nutshell. I feel like it's much easier to just pretend like I'm teaching in a class and you pretend like you're learning and everybody looks like they're sort of happy and it passes as something, but there's really not a lot of learning that happens. Because I think teaching involves and learning involves hard work, and I don't think most of us really want to do hard work. Think about your day-to-day life. How much of your day-to-day life is just going through it kind of like autopilot zone? Now think of how much of your brain you engage. You know, I know there's all those percentages about what percentage of our brain we use and blah, blah, blah. And I have no idea what it is true for you, but I can tell you what is true for me. There's a good portion of the day that my brain is engaged a very minimal amount. And that's just kind of the way it is. I think we do that because we want to conserve our brain power, okay? I think we do that because if a task doesn't call for us to use higher levels of our brain power, we don't use it, okay? So I think that it's a smart, evolutionarily adaptive strategy to use only as much as our brain as the task demands. And so in most classrooms, you only have to learn this much, and I only have to teach this much. And so we just agree that that's kind of what we're going to do, and there's really not that much significant learning that's going on. Have you ever been in a class where your brain truly hurts? I've been in those kind of classes, and you feel like, oh my gosh, you know, may I be excused, my brain is full, from the Far Side comic. I feel that way sometimes in really good learning environments. Most of the time I don't feel like that. So because we don't use very much of our brain every day, because we're basically kind of lazy, or evolutionary adaptive if you want to be kind of DBT-ish about it, you know, we're just doing what we need to do, there's not that much learning that's happening, okay? There's some good research on happiness, okay? This is going to connect in a minute, so hang with me. Just go with me for the happiness literature for a minute, okay? There's basically 3 levels, if you will, of happiness, okay? There's kind of low level, medium level, and high level. We'll talk about those for a second. Low level happiness doesn't involve much effort at your part, okay? You just zone out. It doesn't take any preparation whatsoever. You flip on a TV show you like, you sit down with a beer or whatever else in front of the sports TV, whatever, you're watching a show, and you just veg out, chill, you might surf the net, you might play games on your computer, you might just like look up stuff on the computer, on apps or whatever. So that's just like low level zoning out, okay? That level of stuff contributes almost zero to our life happiness, okay? So if we have a low investment in the task as far as happiness, we have a low level of satisfaction or happiness that comes from it. Next level of stuff is kind of the medium level stuff. It takes some planning and it takes some work to create these happy opportunities. So you might plan a picnic and pack. And then you have to think of, what do you bring to the picnic? Where's the picnic going to be? What if there's ants at the picnic? What if there's bugs at the picnic? Ooh, I better bring bug spray. Ooh, I better bring raincoats. Oh man, the peanut butter. I gotta make sure I have knives because we're going to have apples and my son has braces and blah. Okay, you get where I'm going with that. Or a trip to the zoo or whatever else. And you have to think about, oh, we need sunscreen. Oh, we need good walking shoes. Oh yeah. Oh, I got to call the zoo to make sure they're open. Okay, you with me, right? Those level of things contribute moderately to our happiness. They took a moderate amount of energy and they contribute moderate to our overall life satisfaction and happiness, okay? They took some work, right? So some of you may have gone to see the Diana exhibit at the Fraser Museum. Some of you may have gone, you know, to a cool concert, you know, whatever. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe you went to go see Justin Bieber a month ago. Just kidding. Just a joke. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. Don't hit me. So those things take a moderate level of effort and they give us a moderate level of satisfaction. Okay, you see where this is going. At the other end of the spectrum is that the high effort, high investment, takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort kind of things in our lives. And those, a lot of times, like, okay, we plan a trip to Oregon for our whole family, okay? So we have to get 7 people in a car with our belongings and we're going to camp all the way there and we're going to go to all these national parks. And yeah, let me tell you, that's a lot of effort, okay? But in terms of life satisfaction, those are the things you remember, right? Those are the events that really stand out. It doesn't always have to be expensive things. It can be like, I'm going to learn to play the guitar, okay? I'm going to invest a lot of time and effort in learning to play the guitar. And you look back on your life and you say, man, I am so glad I learned to play the guitar. That contributed greatly to my life happiness, okay? For me, that wouldn't be true because I have zero musical talent. But those things in life that you contribute, that you work to make a high investment in, we tend to be very highly satisfied with those things. We tend to be very, say, those things when I look back on my life contributed greatly to who I am and what I do, and I value those activities. Okay, there's the happiness literature. So it's not just a matter of I'm going to be happy today. My New Year's resolution is to be happier. Well, if you're going to be really happier, then you're going to have to work at it, okay? Same thing with learning. You follow me? If you invest a lot in a class, if you work hard for a class, and I know a lot of you do for a Dr. Mitchell class or whatever else, your learning is much, much more. But it takes effort. It takes work. You can't just slack off and veg out and do the equivalent of turning on a TV show and having a beer. And that's what I feel like some of our classes are turning on a TV show and having a beer and just vegging out, and there's not really learning that's happening. So that's my opinion about why a lot of stuff that passes as supposed to be learning and passes as supposed to be teaching is it's kind of like eating Doritos and vegging out and mindless stuff happening that's not really learning. Last thing. Okay, just to create these podcasts, look what I have to do, right? I have to think about the concepts we're teaching this week, connect it with something else in my brain, make sure it all fits, explain it to you. Okay, those things, those connections that are being formed, that's a high effort thing, right? And that's where learning can happen. Okay, so on that note, have a happy day. Post on this if you want. We have class soon, so yeah. My goal today, besides making podcasts, is to take down the Christmas decorations. It's time, really. Seriously. They've got to go. Okay, so Tiger, want to say anything else? Oh, Tiger's gone. Okay, well, have a good day. Bye.